Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right.
I forgot I was muted.
Oh, okay. I am recording now, so everybody will have access to this, even if they're not here right now. This is just going back through the process of how we're all entering orders so that we're all communicating on the same page and everything is going into Brightree and we're all really transparent with each other, so some of the challenges that we've run into don't happen again. I'm open to anything that you guys say as far as why you think something wouldn't work. Definitely take that up with me, but I'm just going to follow through and we'll see if this is simple. And
I want to say one thing before we start to everybody on this call. We're going through patient by patient, going through the process since I took over VIP totally. I'm in the process. We're going through every database, everything we have. And thank you for the inclusive list that you all have sent. They're diligently being worked through, and we have timelines in which to finish those by Friday for month end on the 31st at midnight. So bear with us. I appreciate your patience and understanding in the future. Following this process is going to be key, and it's going to be vital to the success for you all and for this company. So we want to make sure our flows and processes are the same for every location and every division and everything that we're doing. That's the only way we can have consistency, and our team really knows where everything's going. I don't want everything going to one person ever again. I need it going to my teams, and that way I can better monitor what's happening. Everybody here has been trained on everything, including Barton. So please be sure that if you do have questions, feel free to ask them. We've got a great flow chart that AB put together. I also want to introduce her as well. AB is my new process manager. She's doing process development and management for James Healthcare Management. So she'll be working right beside me from here on out for James Healthcare Management as well. And we'll be getting out this flow chart if it has not already been sent out. I guess we have probably have not.
Presentation.
So we'll get out the separate one as well as it being in the presentation. So thank you all for taking your time to jump on the call this morning as well. Okay.
AB, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning. My name is AB. I'm based in Houston. And I'm going to be working on the process flow and the processes for Jane's Medical.
Thank you, AB.
Okay, so I'm just going to start going through. First of all, I have the flow chart that we were just speaking of, which I'll give you a second to soak some of that in. Basically, what happens to an order from the time that it comes from the client all the way through the system to when it's paid and it's done. A lot of lines because a lot of things are going back and forth, but I did mark on here so that it's not completely overwhelming the 3 spots where you have to input information to us, and that's really just at the beginning to send the order, that we send it to the supplier, then the patient gets the order once everything around it is done. So it's really not as complex as it looks on the outside. So just remember the order's coming from the client. These are all the things that will happen. And then back to the middle step, which is really for it to be supplied to the patient. And then the documentation is sent back to us for billing. I will send out a copy of that and the slides also. So basically, there are going to be 2 ways. We're going to upload everything into Brightree. That way, we're not losing things in people's emails. So everything's going to come to a central location. There's 2 ways to get things into the Brightree system. You have the first option, which is to fax it direct to Brightree, or the preferred option, which is to upload it to Brightree. When you're faxing a new order to Brightree, you'll just use your regular fax number, your e-fax, or your fax machine, whatever you guys have at the office, to fax it to this number, and it will go directly into Brightree where we can see it and attach it to the patient. Whenever a fax comes in, we are notified, so that's one way to make sure that it's seen. Uploading a new order to Brightree is the preferred way. That way you don't have to worry about faxing. You already have a PDF on your file where someone has sent it to you, or you scanned it to your computer. So the first thing to do in order to upload a document into Brightree is to create a patient file off of the patient menu in Brightree, which we went over in our last training, but if you type patient into the search bar at the top, it'll bring up the patient menu. Then you only have to fill in 4 things in order to get the patient started. Once you send over the patient, we'll fill in all the rest of the blanks and put in the insurance. You just need to add their last name, first name, date of birth, and the branch office that you're sending them from.
Hey,
So each
I got a
yes.
So when y'all verify, I guess, will you change the branch office once y'all verify the insurance to see which one it needs to go under?
Yes.
Okay.
For all of them, I mean, just put it under the one that, you know, you would consider your home base. So for you, Josh, it would be IMED. So just upload yours as IMED, and then if we need to change it because of an insurance contract, we'll be able to change it. We can change it as long as it hasn't been delivered.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And of course, the Barton reps have had a little bit of training of the different fields that'll be filled in for you, which is the status of the Barton order and your initials in user 1. So we'll add those also when a Barton order comes over so that you'll be able to track them in your patient list. And I have an email ready to send over to you guys, Josh, that's going to show you exactly where to see your list in 3 different places.
Okay.
So you're just picking those fields, first name, last name, date of birth, and branch, and then clicking Save. The next screen you'll go to is to upload the document. So on that same patient screen where you just entered that information, you'll click the Document tab on the patient file. And once you click that, it'll take you into the document menu.
Is Megan on this call?
No.
Okay.
So once you click that document tab, it'll take you directly into the document menu for your patient. So what you'll see there is you'll see an upload button, and that's what the main thing you're looking for right there is to click upload. Once you click upload, it'll start to look kind of like any file where you upload something to the internet. So you'll have a batch up here that'll default from your patient. Everybody's might be different, but you will have to have a batch. But you should have one. If you've ever been in Brightree, it will have given you one. You only have to load that one time, so it should default. The document type is where you're going to choose what kind of document you're uploading, and that's crucial, and I have some notes on that in a minute. It will default the branch that you just chose for the patient, and then you'll put in the document date, which is the day that you are uploading the document. Then you go to Browse, which is just like choosing the file from your computer, just like 1,000 other websites, and then you click Upload. Things to remember that it has to be 5 megabytes or less. So if you need to compress the file before you upload it, or if you need to split it into 2 files, you would need to do that before you hit upload, or it'll turn red and tell you that it can't upload the file. So 5 megabytes is the limit.
I believe we did receive it. No, give me a second. Let me check this.
Okay, the next step for that is to classify and upload the document. So you're choosing a document type. This is what's important because only certain document types give notifications that they've been uploaded. So you want to choose, and I know that the suppliers work different ways. Like some have the item already delivered and some are sending us an order so that we can make it where you can deliver it. So there's 2 types here, so I set up 2 scenarios. So if you're sending a new order packet that's a brand new prescription, a brand new order, and it's not been delivered and you need us to verify insurance, follow up and see if there's a PA, and get it ready for you to deliver, you would upload it as a new order packet. If you have already delivered the item and you're only submitting, so if this is one of the suppliers that does their own paperwork and intake, and you're only submitting the paperwork for billing, you would choose billing documents and upload. You want to make sure they're classified correctly when they come in. Also, if you're sending a delivery ticket, choose billing document. That way the billing team is notified that the ticket has come in and it's ready to be billed, and then they'll resave it as a delivery ticket once they've seen it. So everything that's coming to the billing department, billing document. Everything that's coming to the intake department to be processed, new order packet. And I can't emphasize how important that is because things can get lost. And when you upload, if you don't choose the classification, it's just going to put it in as ABN. And that doesn't notify.
Hey, so for my new Barton chair orders, do I need to upload it as just new order packet?
Yes. Barton's can come in as a new order packet.
What about, because, you know, I do other DME as well. What if it's a hospital bed or oxygen?
If it's a hospital bed or oxygen and you haven't delivered it yet and you need us to verify that for you and get paperwork, put it in as a new order packet.
Okay. I'm just going to note all equipment.
Yeah. For you, what you do, Josh, yeah, you would always be new order packet unless you're sending a delivery ticket, and then it would be a billing document.
Okay.
And then I put some notes here for Barton chair reps that when you have a single document, like you just got the DWO, you got the LMN, you got the face-to-face, if you upload it as Barton chair and then that name, it'll also send an alert. So if you don't have a whole new packet to send, you just have documentation that you're uploading, that would be your choice. So I added here, I had the one picture, but this is for uploading that we just talked about, that if there's no error messages, once you click upload, it'll give you a green note that says it'll give you a green screen that says that your document has been uploaded, and in that case, it's come directly to us to be processed. If there are no error messages, your upload is complete and it can be viewed in the patient's document tab. So if you want to double check and make sure it's there, you just go back to the Documents tab and it'll show you that document there. What happens to your order next once you've submitted it? If we need additional information to continue processing your order, you're going to receive a task on your homepage task menu. That's if you go to your homepage, as soon as you log into Brightree, the page that pops up will have at the top 3 choices. One of them is My Tasks. If you choose My Task, it will give you a list of everything that's due today. And when it's in your list, you can click into it and you can go directly to that patient and see exactly what's been asked. When your order is ready to deliver, you'll see an updated task on your My Task menu that'll tell you the work in progress state, or the WIP, that it is now ready to deliver. And it'll say that right in your task list. It'll say WIP, sales order number, patient name, and ready to deliver. So you'll see that automatically in that task list.
Hey, on the task, I have no option to hit complete when I'm done with it when you whip me a task.
I think I changed that yesterday because Wanda brought it to my attention that you weren't able to click complete.
Yeah, it's still.
It's still for you, it's not?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what it is.
Hey, and then on the ones, yeah, and on the ones that are ready for delivery, those need to be, for me, they need to be whipped to Miss Dawn. She's those, not me.
Okay, I will whip yours to Dawn when they're ready for delivery. So even, Josh, I'm going to send you an email and ask you a question about that when we're done, okay?
Okay.
Patricia, are you saying she's a default for Josh?
She's a default for Josh already.
And she is, yeah. It's whenever we choose ready for delivery IMED, it'll default to Dawn. So okay. She should be getting yours anyway when it does go ready for delivery.
Let's make sure.
Yeah, I'm one of the rare ones that don't deliver.
Josh is special. Okay. So what if your order is urgent? If you have an urgent order, that's something where the patient has walked in the office and needs verification right away, or the hospital discharges in that same day and you just got the order, or Josh, your UAB referrals. Or if you're on site at a location trying to qualify a patient for a Barton chair and you need to know right away if their insurance is good or if they're in a skilled nursing episode, that would be an urgent order. So either call directly and let us know that it's urgent, or send an email to intake@janesmed.com with urgent as the first word in the subject line. And let us know, that will let us know that you've uploaded an urgent order. Any questions on that?
You might want to define urgent.
So urgent is, like I said, patient is standing in your office and they need verification right away. The hospital discharge is going to be on the same day that we've received the order. The UAB referrals from Josh and IMED, those would be considered urgent. And the sales rep is on when you're on site and you need to know if a patient's in a skilled nursing episode or in a or what their eligibility is. So once you've delivered the item, what's next? So you're going to upload the delivery ticket as billing documents. So just like the other upload procedure that we went through, but it's going to be tagged as a billing document. And this will notify us that the delivery ticket is here, it's uploaded, and it's ready for billing. If there's any issues with the delivery ticket, like we're missing a date or it's not signed, serial number, those kind of things, you'll receive a WIP state or a task on your homepage to let you know we're missing something.
Oh, you got the wrong numbers.
So it's good practice to keep a check on your task list multiple times throughout the day. That way nothing sits and waits when it could be answered right away and taken care of. For deposits and correspondence that are coming from you guys at the office, the easiest way for you guys when you scan them in is to email the payments and deposits to billing@jamesmed.com with deposit as the first word in the subject line. You can also attach to that email, you can attach any mail that was received that day, like correspondence, PA approvals, Medicare letters, and appeal responses to that same email, and we'll take care of them as they come in. So it's kind of like a daily mail dump where you send us the checks and you send us everything that we need to see that came into the office. If faxing the deposit is easier for you, depending on how you're set up, you can fax them directly into Brightree at the same number, and they'll come into the fax queue and we'll see them and process them immediately. So 2 options there also.
Hey, what about when we email it in?
If you email it in, it'll go to, for yours, it'll be intake@jamesmed.com. And for your Barton chairs, just put Barton as the first word in the subject line. That way it'll filter to the right person.
What do y'all prefer?
Right now, I'm going to say Brightree, putting it into Brightree, whether it's by a fax or an upload.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that then.
Okay.
It'd be a lot faster and more efficient if we just go the Brightree methodology if we can, Josh. It'd be a lot. I'll be able to watch it a lot closer.
Okay, yeah, whatever's easier. Because most of the time they're just emailing, they're either emailing or faxing the orders to me. It's very rarely that I actually pick up paper.
Right. If you forward that fax to the Brightree fax number, then it comes to us the same way it would if you uploaded it to Brightree. So whichever way works easier for you. So an upload or a fax to Brightree.
Okay.
So I kind of summarized what happens in one slide. So the patient file is created with the name, date of birth, and branch office. The document is uploaded by its type. So if it's a prescription and medical records to be reviewed and made ready for delivery, it's a new order packet. If it's already delivered or a delivery ticket, it's a billing packet. But then we will process the documentations and verifications and send you tasks or emails with any status updates that we need from you, anything that we need from you. And then it would be then tasked to you as ready to deliver, or it would go into the billing process. And we're doing some reorganization here so that every account is going to have a team lead. I'm going to send a list of that too with you. So you'll have a person that's your point of contact for your branch. So that way when you call your particular point of contact, they're going to know everything about your account and not have to scramble and look for it because it might be something they didn't do. They're going to handle everything for your account. They're going to be your point of contact for intake, and you'll have a point of contact for billing. And I'll send out an email with all of those listed inside of it. And let you know as soon as I send this out with the slides and the flow chart. And I think that's the end of what I have today.
I was going to ask, I listened to your presentation and everything. This is AB, and I was going to ask, at what point in time do you guys ever contact the patient to just let them know what's going on?
We don't, no.
Because, from experience, it seems like it's good practice to just let them know, especially when we have situations where some patients actually just go somewhere else because they haven't heard anything. So it might be a good idea to, at some point, say when you receive the new order packet, for example, and is uploaded into Brightree, just to let the patient know that you've received their prescription and that, it's been processed. And
They
maybe
generally do let them know, but that's handled at those suppliers' location. They contact the patient and let them know with whatever we respond back. So the supplier actually contacts their patients directly rather than us contacting their patients.
Okay, as long as somebody contacts the patient, so they just don't. It doesn't seem like they're not hearing back from anybody, and then they leave and go somewhere else.
Right, that's the supplier contacts them once they've heard from us.
Okay.
And that's why it's so vital for us to have a more timely turnaround process, is because you got to think about these items are medically necessary, they would not be getting them. So we've got to really crunch down on our time processes of our turnaround time and getting this out to each branch, from the authorization to it's ready to deliver all the way down. It needs to be a step-by-step, very timely process from the time it's entered here. So I always keep that in mind and be cognitive of that. Teacher, do you have questions or anything? Or comments?
The only question I had was like when we get intake for, say, Cloud City Medical, because they send theirs with the delivery ticket, but we have intake things that we have to handle, like the verification and everything. If they're sending theirs to billing, how will we know?
I'll tell you how you get it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, the ones that come in that are already billed, those will go to intake first, and then intake has a look at them because intake's going to say, okay, they're going to be the ones that say, okay, there's something wrong with your delivery ticket, you're missing this order, you didn't have a PA, for those that are delivered already. And then that may come back to you in a task. And once that's complete, then it goes to the billing department. The intake is kind of a filter, so everything kind of lands there except your deposits, which are going to the billing. Any other questions? Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I'll go ahead and send over the slides from what we talked about today and the flow and process document and the team lead information, okay?
Okay.
All right, you guys have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye.